Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Duel, better known to y'all as the Big D, back with the second half of my Q&A. So, here we go. Now, BRONCOJUGGALO Talks Movies sent me a few more questions, so I thought I'd go ahead and be nice and throw these in since I answered some of his questions in the previous vid. First question is, favorite He-Man and the Masters of the Universe episode? Well, that's kind of a tough one because I've liked numerous episodes of the original He-Man. Some of these episodes are real good. Maybe amongst some of my top faves include, let's see, Diamond Ray of Disappearance, Teela's Quest, let's see, Prince Adam No More, The Problem with Power, Teela's Triumph. But I think if I had to pick an absolute top favorite, it's gotta be Into the Abyss, where Teela accidentally falls right into the abyss around Castle Grayskull. Yeah. Now, next one is favorite He-Man character. Well, He-Man's one of my favorites, but I also like Man-at-Arms and Battle-Cat. And Ram Man is good, but I also like Orko. He's very funny. But I absolutely love Teela because she may be somewhat headstrong, but this chick's got lots of spunk in her. I mean, and she's one of the highest gals in these animation alongside She-Ra and some of the members of the Great Rebellion, Gem and the Holograms, and Chitara from Thundercats. Enough said. Favorite He-Man villain? Easy. Old bonehead himself, Skeletor. Yeah, I mean, I will enjoy whenever he gets upset and what have you. Even so, I think Skeletor's my favorite. I do like Beastman and Trapjaw and Evil Lyn, but Skeletor still tops in my book. Now, do I like She-Ra? Most definitely. I have the complete series of the original series. Now, since you said I'm into Filmation, if you'd like for me to do a video on my Filmation collection, I will be more happy to do so. It's sometime next month, maybe, if I've got some room. Because I've already got my January schedule all fixed up still. And now, as for the new one, it's okay, but not great, though, because I wasn't thrilled with some of the ways the characters looks. Most notably Glimmer, because she looks like I don't know, like a reject from Steven Universe or something. And Queen Angela, not quite as beautiful looking as she was in the Filmation series. Sorry. Some of the other characters are hit or miss. Now, his other one is, am I ready for the new He-Man series? Well, yes, I am. But I read you said there's two of them. I didn't know about the second series. I do know about the Kevin Smith series, though. And I am looking forward to that. So, I'll be ready for that. If there is another one, I'll check it, look it up, and what have you. But I am hoping we will still get that Masters of the Universe movie they've been talking about for some time. Thank you again for your questions, buddy. Okay, now, the next questions come from Cody from Silver Shamrock. First off, who is your favorite horror movie director? That's easy. It's gotta be the late, great Wes Craven. Because after all, I like Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream. Those are two of my absolute favorites. I have seen some of his other works, like I've seen Shocker, I've seen The Hills Have Eyes. I think I did see this, The Last House on the Left, and I've seen Swamp Thing. I haven't seen a whole lot, but Wes Craven's probably one of the best. And of course, I know he also directed New Nightmare, the 7th Nightmare on Elm Street flick. So, Wes Craven would be my favorite. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Friday the 13th, the game? Well, I've not really taken the time to watch gameplay of it. I have seen screenshots of the game. And I think it looks pretty good, actually. If I can get a better look at it, if I got time, I'll check it out. Which Tom Holland movie do you prefer, Child's Play or Friday Night? Well, answer's gotta be Child's Play. Now, I have yet to see the original Friday Night, which had Chris Sarandon, who also appeared in the original Child's Play. I've been wanting to see Friday Night for some time, but if I happen to encounter it, I will certainly watch it. But for now, it's Child's Play. That's the top one in my book. Now, what is your favorite rock band? Well, now, I did answer this for Christian Hannah Horror in the last one, but I like numerous rock bands, old and new. Leonard Skinner, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, Foo Fighters, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Bring Me the Horizon, Greta Van Fleet, Pink Floyd, etc., etc., etc. And what is your favorite thing to do on weekends or whenever you have time off? Well, now, aside from doing my YouTube vids, I like doing, doing stuff like go to the movies or maybe play some games on the PS3 or watch some of my movies if I'm bored, which is completely cool and all. I do like those, but I like to watch stuff on YouTube or Prime, or heck, I'll even watch them on Tubi. That just depends if there's anything good on there. Thank you very much for your questions, Cody. Now, here's my only question from Robby from Ogreboy 1992. Now, please excuse me 1 minute. I'll get to the question in just a second. Okay, I'm back. Now, Robby's question is, what movies are you most excited for this year? Well, since I've already done a ranking of movies that I'm looking forward to seeing this year, my top one's gotta be Wonder Woman 1984. Right behind it would be Birds of Prey, and then No Time to Die, Bill and Ted Face the Music, and Onward. There are some others I want to see, like, like Black Widow, Artemis Fowl. Let's see. Trolls World Tour, Halloween Kills, I Still Believe, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and lots of other movies. There's too many to mention, unfortunately. But yeah, those are some of the movies I want to see, because there's plenty of others. Thanks for your question. I'm sorry it's your only one, but hey, it's okay. You had time, but if you didn't think of any, I was cool with just one question from you, buddy. Thank you. So the next questions come from Mike from Tru Horror Fanatic Reviews. Yes. Now, first off, he asks, what's your favorite creature feature? Well, I think my favorite creature feature's gotta be Jaws, because a shark's a sea creature, a water creature, you know. Now, I do like other creature features like Gremlins and Critters. Those are pretty good ones, but Jaws probably tops them. And finally, his other one is, what is your favorite all-time video game? Well, that's a tough one. But obviously, well, from my childhood, my favorite from the old days was Super Mario Bros. 3, and then my later years, Spyro the Dragon, Ratchet & Clank trilogy, the Sly Cooper trilogy. Well, it'd be most notably be the second Sly Cooper game, Band of Thieves, and, well, the current, of the PlayStation 3 games I played, the one that really has gotten to me is Borderlands 2. Believe me, I'm hooked on that game more than any other, and I've been that more than the first one. So, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you for your questions, my friend. Next four come from Martin from Anthropomatic Fiend. I keep saying Fiend. It's Fiend. Duh. Excuse me. Forgive me, buddy. Alright, first of all, what was the first movie you remember loving? Well, gee, that's a hard one. Obviously, I think it would be The Black Cauldron. It's one of the movies I remember seeing from my childhood. I remember going to see that. So that would be the one I do remember loving, because I love the characters. Tarwin, Gurgi, Princess Alali, Fleur. the Three Witches, and of course the Horned King, definitely a dark villain. Easily one of the most underrated Disney animated features ever in my book. Favorite vampire character in anything? Well, I had to go with William Marshall as Blackula from Blackula from 1972. I did a review of that back in October. That is a pretty good and underrated blaxploitation horror flick. This African prince, gets turned into a vampire by Dracula. He awakens years later and soon falls for this woman who turns out to be like a dead ringer for his late great wife. Yeah. I think it's good. It's a mixed bag, so don't let it fool you. This isn't quite like that Eddie Murphy movie, Vampire in Brooklyn. Blackula is much more different. It's a mixed bag of comedy, romance, horror, drama, etc., etc., etc. Let's see. What movie has given you nightmares? Gee, I'm not quite sure. That's kind of hard to explain. I don't think there really is much of a movie that gave me nightmares completely. Not that I can recall anyway. Favorite band? Now, I've already answered that twice, but again, I've brought up all the others. I just recently read your comment. Thank you. Well, on the first part. But you'll know that I like all sorts of bands. I do like, there's some others I forgot to mention. Queen, 3 Doors Down, Pearl Jam, Foo Fighters, and others I've already mentioned. Van Halen, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Lynyrd Skynyrd, etc. Thank you for your questions. Next is Mickey from SAVINI Jason Reviews. First off is, if they remake Jaws, should they use CGI or practical effects for the shark? Well, that's hard to explain. Now, if they use CGI, it depends if they can do well with it, but practical effects, I think, might be factually a little more okay and what have you. So, I'd say practical effects. Next one is Batman vs. Freddy. Who would win? I'm going to say Freddy Krueger himself. I mean, if he becomes Super Freddy, I'm just playing here. I'll just see if he was paying attention. But he may be able to give the Bat his own nightmares of the young version of Bruce Wayne losing his family or something like that. But good question, though. His last one is, who is hotter, Danielle Harris or Scout Taylor Compton in both of Rob Zombie's Halloween films? Well, I think Danielle Harris, because, well, she looks a bit hot and what have you, but Scout Taylor Compton's cute and all, but, well, her hotness doesn't quite come close to Danielle Harris's, no offense. But, so I'm saying Danielle Harris. Thank you for your questions. My next questions come from Robby Sobel's Rankings and Reviews. Anyway, now here's the first question. Do you prefer running zombies or slow zombies? Well, I'm going to say either. Running zombies, maybe like Zombie Jason, like when it's starting in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. That's fair enough. And slow zombies, like in the old movies, that's pretty good and what have you. So I'm going to go with either. Next, are you a fan of the X-Men movies? And if so, what is your favorite? Most definitely. I have seen all X-Men movies. My favorites gotta be X-Men Days of Future Past. Right behind it would be Logan, and then let's see. Well, if it's just that, X-Men movies. Well, I'm excluding Deadpool. No offense. I know Deadpool is part of the X-Men universe, but I'm just counting just the X-Men movies with Wolverine and what have you. So next, right behind would be Logan, the X2, and the original X-Men. Next, are you a fan of the original Twilight Zone? Any favorite episodes? No, I'm sorry. I'm not that big on the original Twilight Zone. I have seen it a few times, but not a whole lot. But I did watch Twilight Zone the movie just last week, and that's brought back some good memories. I couldn't remember a whole lot of it except for the prologue with Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, and Albert Brooks. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I can remember. But if I do, well, there is one episode of the original Twilight Zone that I remember that I do consider to be a favorite since I remember. It was the one with Billy Mooney. Forgot the name of the episode though, but in the 2002 version of the Twilight Zone with Forrest Whitaker hosting, he appeared in an episode that was similar to that, but it involved his daughter Liliana, who, of course, the same year that episode aired, she appeared in the Santa Claus 2. Yeah, that's all I know. Number 4, what is your favorite decade for horror movies? Gee, well, the way I see it, it's gonna be like I think it's the 80s. I'm leaning towards more the 80s than the 90s, no offense. The 80s had tons of great movies that I liked. Some of the Friday the 13th movies. Well, 3 of the Halloween sequels. The first 4 Nightmare on Elm Street movies, they were all good. Gremlins was good. Gremlins 2, the new batch. Let's see. Well, no, wait, that actually came out in 1990. My mistake, folks. Let me see. Child's Play, the original. And, well, and I watched Bloody Birthday yesterday, which I'll be reviewing that on my birthday. That was pretty good. Psycho 2 and Psycho 3. I mean, even though Psycho 3 had some downsides. But, what else? And then Ghoulies, I've seen those, and let's see, and Critters 1 and 2, those came out in the 80s. Well, this might not be an actual horror movie, but it did involve some scary stuff. A werewolf, a Teen Wolf, yeah. Hellraiser, Firestarter. Oh, believe me, the list goes on, man. So the 80s would probably be more, even though I've got lots of faves in the 90s. But the 80s, I think it's got lots of good ones. Oh, Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, that's a good 80s horror flick. But there's so many others to mention. Alright. Final question. Have you ever gone to any horror movie or comic conventions? No. No, but I've been wanting to. There is one that's kind of a few miles from where I live, and I hope it'll come back later on this year. I've been wanting to go there like maybe the last 2 or 3 years it's been there and failed. But this time I'm going to hopefully get a chance to go. So we'll see when that comes around. Okay, the next questions come from Colton from Heartbreaker. Now, first off is favorite Quentin Tarantino film. Well, I'd say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, I have seen some of Pulp Fiction, and I have seen some of Jackie Brown, and I've seen completely all of them, the Kill Bill movies, and what have you. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, from my point of view, is probably a great one. Next, favorite Stanley Kubrick film. Well, sorry to disappoint you that this isn't a horror movie. 2001: A Space Odyssey. That is a good movie. Now, I do like The Shining also. Now, I haven't really seen A Clockwork Orange. I've been wanting to see that. And I have seen some of Full Metal Jacket, and the only other movie of his I've seen completely is Eyes Wide Shut. But anyway, 2001: A Space Odyssey is my favorite Stanley Kubrick film. Third favorite Albert Hitchcock film? That's easy. Psycho. Love it. With Anthony Perkins. I am planning to review that this year to commemorate the film's 60th anniversary. Next, favorite Steven Spielberg film? It's kind of going to be a three-way draw. Jaws, E.T., Jurassic Park. And finally, what are your thoughts on Christmas? Well, I know it was last month and all, but, well, let me put it to you this way, buddy. Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year, man. I mean, peace on earth, goodwill toward men. I mean, giving and getting presents and what have you, that's always a fun thing. And Christmas is one of my favorite holidays in life. It's one of my three favorite days, along with Thanksgiving and my birthday, even though it's not an actual holiday. oh, oh. Okay, now then, let me proceed to my next to last one. Next ones come from Esley from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews. First off, Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon. Oh, that's easy. Spyro the Dragon. I played most of some Spyro games. Not all of Crash Bandicoot, though. I had some respect for the character. But Spyro the Dragon, I grew up playing all three of his PlayStation 3 PlayStation 1 adventures. Whoops. He didn't come out on PlayStation. There wasn't much of him on PlayStation 3. Oops. My mistake, everyone. But anyway, Spyro the Dragon. Favorite Grand Theft Auto game? Well, no, I've unfortunately played Vice City and failed to do well in it. But I still gotta say, it's a good one because it had all that good 80s music, what have you. That's still a factual favorite of mine. I'm going to hopefully give Grand Theft Auto a second chance. And I think I'm probably going to go play GTA 5. After I get another look at some, well, gameplay and what have you, I really want to see what that's like so it doesn't have so much stuff that gives me so much trouble. Okay, Chucky or Jason? Pretty much of a tough one. I'm going to have to go with either because I like them both for different reasons. Jason, being mostly fast sometimes, but I do like him in the zombie form. But you know what? I'll go with Chucky because I like him and I like Brad Dourif. He had some very funny one-liners and what have you in the sequels. And I liked Mark Hamill voicing him in the remake, which that was absolutely fun too. Thank you, Esley. And now finally, Troy Willis. Oh boy, the one I'm saving for last because he has some of the strangest questions than last time, sort of. If you could turn a celebrity to an animal, and who would that be, and what would you turn him into? A celebrity I could turn to an animal, huh? Well, I'm picking the one person who I despise most of all. It's Carrie Underwood. And I turned to a little chihuahua because it's a skinny and it's a like she is and because she's a dingy. Okay, but enough about that. Who is your biggest celebrity crush? Well, I don't have much of a fave. I mean, long ago I had a crush on lots of these. Well, if you count singers, I had a crush on Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and Jessica Simpson, Mandy Moore even. But if it's a, well, actual actress, it's kind of hard to answer. Okay, my biggest wait now I know some of my biggest celebrity crushes were maybe J Love, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Denise Richards because I liked J Love and I Know What You Did Last Summer. And as for Denise Richards, I really did like her in Starship Troopers, but I love the hell out of her in Wild Things. And I did like Neve Campbell as well when I saw her in Scream. Okay, if you could if you could go inside a video game and experience it like in Spy Kids 3D or Jumanji, what game would you go in? Hmm, very interesting question. Well, I'd say maybe either a Borderlands game. Number two, most notably, because I love that game. Yeah. Okay. Now here comes the weirdest ones. If you could live in a house made of maxi pads, would you do it? Not really. I don't think that would be a good idea. Sorry. And now for probably the weirdest one. If you had to watch a porno with a celebrity and a Muppet, which celebrity Muppet would you want to watch get it on? The Muppet I'll just have to go with Miss Piggy. If it's a celebrity, I'll say either James Franco or Seth Rogen. Those are the only two I'll think of since they've done so many big R-rated movies in these last few years. So, enough said. Thank you for your questions, my friends. Anyway, and that comes to the end of Q&A Part 2. Thank you again for being a part of this. And if you didn't make it for Q&A, better luck next time. I am at 170 views. If I get over 200 later this year, we'll do it again, okay? Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, click on the link in the upper right-hand corner for Part 1 to catch what you might have missed, or see it again if you'd like. And also, if you like, you can check out in the upper left-hand corner my 2018 Flicks ranking, and the bottom left-hand corner is my 2019 Flicks ranking, and the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to go to my channel and subscribe and be a part of the Big D Nation. And if you do like this video, like and comment on this vid. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, but because I'm going to be taking a break now that I'm done with this, I will return this weekend with more Big D fun. Until then, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.